great morning, wholeness. Thank you for being here. This is Mark Roman with Muscle Mentality. It's a great morning here in New York City. I'm in Riverside Park, and this is day 11 of how to deal with everything, the 30-day challenge, how to deal with everything that a human being experiences. Now, yesterday on day 10, well, really not yesterday, I wasn't able to get outside yesterday because it was pouring, and it was actually raining today, but I was like, we're gonna get it done some way or another today. I can't ruin the momentum. So I came out here and it stopped raining. So hey, we out here. So day 11. Yesterday was day 10. Abundance is energy. Talking about wealth, prosperity, and how it really is an energy that circuits and circulates through you. And the only way to create more currency in your life is to create more current in your being. So I was talking to you about gathering energy, how the breath is critical to that, and also how preserving your energy once it's gathered is critical to that as well. So we talked about wealth retention and semen retention. For men, spilling your semen is spilling your vital energy. So I was really getting into that. Now, building off of the wings of that last conversation, today on day 11, we're talking about sex and partnership. Again, that's sex and partnership. So we are all attracted to being in this state of intimacy with another, state of attraction, and we love being in relationships. It happens all the time. I'm kind of a serial monogamist. So we end up being in these relationships, and it's because we have a natural attraction to be coupled up. And in this coupling, we're talking about energy again, talking about batteries. You are a battery within you, but in a mirror, as a mirror, for it to mirror you, there is the potential for more energetic circulation. So we are naturally attracted to partnership. Now let's make it good for our growth. Let's make it serve our growth. Because a lot of times we go into these partnerships, we go into these relationships or situationships, and we spill our energy in the form of pain, emotional distress, spending massive amounts of time with another, doing sex, spilling a lot of energy when we're not retaining the energy. So what I really want to talk about with you today is how sexual partnership, a sacred spiritual sexual partnership, is actually a beautiful way to magnify and generate more energy, more current in your life, and of course more joy, more abundance, more compassion, more like you expand as a being, because that person is your mirror. When you are on your path alone, what you'll find is that a lot of the things that are not a problem for you by yourself, they'll come up in relationship. So if you come into a relationship where you didn't have a problem with going to parties, but then all of a sudden you go out to dance with your girlfriend or boyfriend and you feel this tension, you recognize, well, okay, I can't be at ease in this moment. So why can I not be at ease? Am I concerned about what he or she may do? Am I concerned about the attention that he or she may attract? You see, we are all unique beings having unique experiences. We are all interconnected. But my unique perspective provides an experience unique to my own. So my life, regardless of partnership, will always be about having the most joyous experiences as possible. New, variety, different kinds of experiences, as many as possible. But if I can't be at ease because my partner is doing something for their uniqueness, like just living their life, living their own existence, living their own experience, because it is their own experience, it is their own. Have to take a breath, like, it's the morning. Thank you for being here. We got right into that, didn't even. Thank you for being here. So again, if I can't be at ease in every moment, then it's a reflection on me. So if I have a problem with you and what you're doing, it's really a reflection on me. So that's why a partnership is such an accelerator for growth. It's a catalyst. It literally skyrockets you for spiritual growth if you're willing to accept the challenge. Because a mirror mirrors you in that you see all the things that you're doing, you see all the things that you're feeling, you feel all the things that you're feeling. Why can't I just love this person right now? They're here with me all the time. They spend so much time with me. They're supportive. They are with me during all the major events of my life. They're there to talk to about the deepest emotions in my soul. They're there to talk to about my greatest aspirations. They're there to talk to and heal with. And yet, I have this resistance towards something minor and petty that they said. So these partnerships are an opportunity to let go, to clear, to become whole. Because if you can become clear with one person, then you can love all. Again, if you can become clear, at ease with one person, if you can master yourself in partnership, then you can master yourself with all. It only takes one. It only takes one mirror to recognize where you are. So when I entered into partnership with my girlfriend Naya, I had some resistances come up that, you know, I was already a year into my path of being very, very disciplined. So I'm able to breathe through it. And I'm like, wow, that never comes up when I'm alone. And I realized that this is the reason why I'm here, to grow. And this should be the basis and foundation for any partnership. For any partnership. If you're gonna get into a relationship, if you're gonna go into, because again, there's friction, there's two unique beings trying to cohabitate or just come into harmony together. And in the contrast between the two unique experiences, there's usually some friction. If you have a frictionless relationship from the outset and continues on, wholeness to you, because that is a rare feat. I have not experienced it in my lifetime, or have I witnessed it, but I'm sure that it exists. All frequencies, all vibrations exist in this reality, so I am sure that it exists. So coming into partnership creates these little opportunities to let go. Anything that knocks you and knocks your heart and prevents you from feeling love and feeling open, if you feel the tendency to close, that's when you know it's time to open. That's when you know it's time to heal. That's when you know you have a block towards something. So partnership has really been an accelerator for me. I've learned the most in partnership. Even before this relationship, heartbreak was what really accelerated my spiritual path. Because when you get to a point of heartbreak, it's like ego destruction, ego destroyed. Your identity, you're like, what was I really doing anyway? Who did I become? These partnerships are so, and we keep getting into them no matter how painful. So there's something there. We know there's something inherently there that feels so good. But when we come back to day 4, detachment, or day 5, I'm sorry guys, detachment, I believe it was day 4. You need to detach from the need to control others in order for you to feel whole. So when you come back into your own wholeness, then you're ready to enter into partnership and say, okay, I'm here for growth. You're here for growth? Me too. Amazing. This is what I value. These are the experiences I want to have throughout my lifetime, and I am open to what comes, to any spontaneity in the process. It's not a formulated, it's not a laid out plan all the way, but these are the core experiences, the desires I have in my heart. These are the things that light me up. Tell me about yours. And so we see where we resonate. You're about growth too. We actually have that same alignment. We want to travel the world. We want to write, be authors. We want to sing. So then we come into a resonating, a harmony. And then the two whole beings come into their wholeness just to magnify one another. And the magnification is a sexual energy. The masculine and feminine. The masculine and feminine bouncing off each other. And this transcends sex. It transcends gender. This is about the core masculine and feminine energies of the universe. The feminine, the listening, the receptive, the surrendering, the mysterious, the infinite potential, the place where all comes from. And in the masculine, the impulse, the inception, the planting of the seed, so the planting of the seed, while the feminine is the soil that gives growth to all. The soil, the womb of the world, the womb within you. Again, like I said on words and vibrations, your throat, the back of your mouth is a womb. Any word can come from it, but what seed will you plant in it to give birth into this physical reality? And that's the same with the womb. Any child can be born from it, but which one will you plant, and then which one will you water? So the sexual energy, the masculine and feminine, again, are the two poles, and they're within yourself. So I generate my masculine and feminine, my masculine being the Kundalini principle at the base of the spine that wants to shoot up. And then I cultivate my feminine essence, my energetic, my auras, my chakras. They're circulating, spinning, and I activate them. And I'm still in the activation process. I'm starting really from the bottom up. I used to start from the top down just because that's where I naturally am. I was very heady. And so most of my experiences emanated from here, the third eye and the crown area. And then I even got down to the throat. But now I recognize that the root is where, first off, we misuse all of our energy, sex, survival, lots of fear, and it comes from the root. That's your grounding principle. So whatever grounds you to this earth, food, sex, and survival or fear, those things will ground you. And if you're trying to take off and take flight, you need to take care of the root, take care of your base, take care of the sediment from which the soil from which you grow. So to re-establish my foundation with a very clear perspective, with a very clear purpose, I make sure that I come into alignment with that root chakra, that Muladhara. And as I come into alignment with it, I can feel the energy moving and circulating and filtering out the food in my body, pulling down the essence or pulling down the toxins so that the essence can ascend and elevate and feed the soul of the body. So what I'm really getting at is that when you cultivate the masculine feminine energy within yourself and your partner does the same, you two come together, and even before the act of sex, the sexual energy is being circulated. It's occurring even when you're looking in your lover's eyes and you're in partnership and you're just looking in each other's eyes and you're communicating either with the heart or you're communicating with, a touch, or just meditating, sitting and meditating with your partner and just come into a place of we're being present and here with each other. And then those meditations you can take as deep as you want with your partner. Me and my partner Naya, we enter into meditation and connect chakra by chakra from the top down and ask what it feels like and ask if you feel me and do you receive me. So we're really connecting on an energetic level, and it's already sexual energy. Anything sexual is masculine and feminine coming together, and that is creation. Because anytime a masculine and a feminine comes together, there's going to be the fruit, there's going to be the child, there's going to be the creation. And we're all about manifesting, we're all about creating. And we're trying to create our best selves right now in this moment. So to create our best selves in partnership, we come into wholeness with ourselves. We detach from the need to control others, and we just circulate and flow. Now with the actual act of sex, the man needs to be sure that he is, again, semen retention, conserving his energy so that the energy can circulate. Because as soon as you ejaculate, you discharge the energy. It's discharged. Like I said before, that is your copy. That's your physical copy. That's your biological copy, your DNA in your sperm wanting to make a clone of you. It was prepared to make a complete clone of you, and then you spilled it away. So when you do that, you're just giving all your life energy away. And then it'll suck from your spinal cord and it'll suck from your kidneys. It's trying to create more of you because that's what the body knows. It's in physical, so it needs to create, to live on. The body wants to live on as well. The body wants longevity, and it knows that it truly lives through the DNA. So it creates these clones and copies, and if it thinks that it's having sex and you've trained your body to just ejaculate when having sex, then that's what it's gonna do. It thinks we're making a child every time. But in this age, we're not trying to make a child every time. We're trying to elevate, ascend, and transcend, because we recognize that every creation requires time and energy and nurturing. And we want to bring the best version into our world, into our reality, and we want to be able to nurture and be able to provide. So to have control over your energy is paramount on many levels. And what the woman wants to do, she is so connected to source. She has a womb, and that womb pulls from non-physical. You bring a whole being through that womb. So just think about all the other energies that transfer and translate and transmute through that womb. It's the soil, it's the vast nothingness, it's the infinite potential. You don't know what you're gonna pull from there. But what the woman needs to do is receive her man. Receive her man in, and I'm speaking from a man and woman relationship because that's all I know. I've heard that it is possible with man and man, woman and woman, but I'm going to speak with man and woman because that is what I know. And so continuing, the woman needs to be able to surrendering, but maybe possibly one person chooses the man role and one person chooses the woman role. I'm not sure, but that's what I'll throw out there. So the woman will need to relax and receive and breathe. She is a major source of energy. She is an ocean of energy, and she needs to make sure that her currents is flowing easily, because for that man to go in there, especially a spiritual woman, her energy is going to be high. It's going to be electric. So to go in there and then she stops breathing, it's a shock. And then it's a shock to his system, and then he spills. So, and this is what I've experienced. So to breathe is critical for the woman, to stay relaxed, to stay eased, to stay surrendered to her man. And together they surrender to source. Together they surrender to the supreme being within. Together they surrender to their love, to the whole universe. There's no ego here. There's no ego. There's a loosening of identity. When two whole beings come together, they recognize that they are one. So it's so powerful. It's so powerful when it really gets to the heights. And I'm still practicing. I practice semen retention now, and me and my partner, we practice sacred sexology, and it really makes a huge difference in our partnership. You can feel the level of ease and harmony after an alignment like that. You can feel the level of, like, we're just happy to be here together. And that's another thing about the semen retention, is that when the man spills, he actually severs the connection. So it's common that a man will lose interest with a woman after he has sex with her. And even the men don't know why. And I know personally, I could have really liked the girl, and we went on dates, and I really enjoyed talking to her, and I really cared about her, and I really had the best intentions going in. And then it led to sex. I spilled, and then all of a sudden I didn't feel the same way anymore. And what happens is that it's so early in a relationship. You know, most people have sex within the first month or two, and the energy that's been built up, you know, it's just getting started. It's like a sapling. It's like a little plant, a little seed that just popped out the dirt. And when you spill, you just sever the connection between the two. So I recognize that in hindsight, that's what was occurring, that I was severing the connection, because I couldn't even understand it. It was just like, I just don't feel the same way anymore. And I don't know, I thought I liked her a lot. I thought I really did, and then it just went away. And even in long relationships, if you keep having the sex and keep spilling, you're gonna find that your partner isn't as attractive anymore, or isn't as alluring for you. And then it becomes a mental thing about what's going on. Does Am I attracted to this one or that one or that one if I'm not attracted to her? So it becomes this other thing about the mind getting involved. So if you really care about your partnership and you really want to see it succeed and you really want it to exist in longevity, because all partnerships can succeed. You can achieve alignment and harmony in any relationship. You can love anyone because it's all about you. If each person takes responsibility for themselves, there's no reason why love can't coexist. So if this is something that you really want, be responsible with your energy. Be responsible about where you're sending your energy, where you're directing your energy, and how you preserve it, because it is essential to creating an ideal partnership. Now, I don't want to tell you that you can never spill. The man can release. So the release is basically when you feel like you've taken in enough light, because you're gathering light, and when you feel that you've taken in enough light, then you can go ahead and spill without any feelings of, I would say for the first 3 months at least though, try to, while having a sexual practice, try to retain. And it's gonna be hard at first, and if you do spill, it's okay. Just try again. And there's actually a juice recipe that I drink all the time to make sure that I am staying vitalized, and it's called the Vitality Energy Drink. You just go to a fresh juice store, or if you have a juicer at home, this is what you'll do. You'll do beets with the leaf, like a whole beet, kale, about 2-3 bushels of kale, green kale. We'll do green apples, so 1 green apple, lemon, cucumber, ginger. Beets, ginger, cucumber, green apple, lemon, kale. Yeah, and that's everything. And that once you mix all that up and you bring about 16 ounces of it, if you feel like you just spilled, if you drink that immediately, it's actually gonna revitalize you. So you're gonna, it's a buffer. It allows you to regenerate, revitalize. So that's it, guys. I really appreciate you for being here. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you for tuning in. This is day 11. Yesterday I was feeling like, man, I really got to keep this momentum going. I'm a little upset that I couldn't get day 11 right after day 10, but you know what? We surrender to the moment, and if the moment says, you know what, take a break, then take a break. And that's what it was, and I went and did something else. So 10 days strong. I went 10 days straight. We took a 1-day break, and now we're back on day 11. So we're gonna keep going strong. We're gonna get through here day 30, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 12. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. This is Mark Roman with Muscle Mentality. I hope you continue gathering energy in everything you do. Allow everything to give you love. Allow everything to inspire you. When you breathe in, inspiration. Inspire, inspiration. Inhale, inspiration. So allow everything to give you energy, and be not cautious, but considerate, or just conscious of where you're directing your energy, about when you utilize your energy, when you use it, is it going to reciprocating means? Meaning, is the energy going to come back to you in a beneficial way, even when you're giving it to other people, especially when you're giving it to other people. You want to give from the heart, and it feels good to give, because when it feels good to give, it's always going to come back to you. All right, I love you. Wholeness. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. It's Mark Roman.